What's up, everybody? What's up? I'm using a new mic. Well, I'm not sure if it's using this mic yet, but sorry. Hopefully, I'll be able to get this working soon. So right now, it's just using the mic from the camera. Okay, so man, it's just been a crazy week, and a lot been in the news this week, and I'm gonna try to. I really want to finish this off because I don't. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about this whole Will and Jada, this whole Will. Well, I'm sorry, not Jada, but well, Jada too, but this whole Will Smith and Chris Rock thing. Uh, and it's just every day, every time I get online, it's just something new, something new. But I will say that this whole this whole fiasco, has allowed me to really think deeply about uh how I feel about a lot of things. It's allowed me to even examine myself. And I think that's what we should all take from this. I think I think I think this whole incident really exposed how we actually feel inside about certain things, about respect, about how what is acceptable and what's not acceptable. And I mean, I had to take a look at myself as well. And I've listened to a lot of throughout the whole week. I've been listening to a lot of people, a lot of different views, and for the first time, I can really say that I kind of agree with almost. I think everybody on every side has some strong and valid points because this is not just it's not a one dimensional uh situation, you know. And I think we all have had some uh moments in our lives where we've done things that weren't cool, you know. I'm going to read this. I said this on my Facebook page. Every day I'm learning and growing. My perspectives and personal contradictions have definitely have definitely been challenged this week. Somehow I kind of agree with everybody on both sides. And that's real talk. That's real talk. That was really straight from the heart. Um a lot of people have some valid views, and you know what? On one side, we sympathize with all that Will Smith has been going through these past few years. And I mean, we've been hearing a lot, and you know, just think about the things we don't hear, the things that we don't know. And honestly, what we do know is really none of our business. We shouldn't even know what we do know. On his that there's some fault on his side where he should have managed, done a lot more damage control and protecting his image and his personal views. I mean, not his personal views, but his personal life, you know, and and not just him. I'm not just putting all the blame on him because his wife has some blame, has blame too. So there's blame on both of them because they are a married couple, and it's up to them to make sure that their personal lives, that they don't get exposed like that. And who knew that this would be the repercussions of a lot of that. And then on another side, we have to think about Chris Rock. Chris Rock was to an extent, he was a victim. He was a victim, and he shouldn't have got hit. you know Now, most of us sided with, not most of us, I'm not gonna say most of us, a lot of us sided with Will because we understood what we would have done, how we would have, well, maybe not how what we would have done, but how we would have felt if our wife or somebody that we love was being the made the butt of a joke, you know, and then you add in all of the other instances, all the buildup, and I mean, I've personally been in situations where I've stepped out of character, you know. Um, thank God that I'm not a celebrity or on that kind of plateau where my life business is everywhere, you know. Um, I've been in situations where I've fought people and I've or maybe not even fight. I don't even say fight. I've been in situations where I was the aggressor and there was another guy who was who probably was innocent, and I was, you know, in my life, you know what I'm saying? So I understand, you know, how a man could be you know, to get to a certain boiling point and then take something really small, a petty situation, something that was really small and blow up and be and go to the extreme, you know. Now thank God that my situations weren't on television or in front of a lot of, you know, you know s- things that are connected to my career, or you know what I mean, those kind of things, or in front of of people, you know, my friends and colleagues and people who respect me or people that I respect, you know. I'm glad that those things weren't done in front of those people. For the most part, I have disappointed people before. um but I can't think of any situations at the moment. I'm sure people who know me may make them recall some things. But yeah, I I sympathize with that, and to go from a joke to violence, you know, and I sympathize with both sides because one, Chris didn't need to get hit. This is a thing. This is something that we all need to take into consideration. Chris was up, he was doing his job. He was doing what he was supposed to do. He's there because he's getting paid. He's getting paid to roast people, you know. I mean, that's what he's getting paid to do, you know. And Will Smith is became well, Jada became a bit, you know, she became the butt of the joke for the moment, but it was supposed to be lighthearted, you know. But you know, whether she had alopecia or not, I don't know. I don't know if that's a still a valid reason, you know. And I'll bring this up. Michael Jackson. I'll bring up for an for an example. Michael Jackson had a skin condition, and he was the butt of jokes for years, you know. Not only him, his family, every person in his family, his loved ones were butt of jokes. His personal life, the personal lives of his family members, you know, were butt of jokes. You know, his children, even at when they were little, they were made into jokes and all kinds of things. And even today, you'll still hear some jokes here and now. And there really hasn't really been any sensitivity to his skin disease. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we still laugh. You know, so I don't know if that's an excuse all the time. I don't think that we should make a habit of making fun of people with diseases or disabilities or anything. But in the life that we live, and I'm going to be honest, because I'm a person who listens to some crude humor, you know. So, and I've laughed at I personally laughed at some jokes that may be deemed wrong or may be deemed way overboard, you know what I mean? So, um it's hard in one sense I will be contradicting myself if I agreed to well, she had alopecia and that's you shouldn't laugh at that because I mean we've laughed at just we laughed at age jokes, we laughed at all kinds of jokes, you know what I mean? um and I mean really crude jokes, and we look at so many different comedians and they make way worse jokes than that, way worse. If you've ever been to a comedy club or watched any comedians specials, they've gone over the edge and they've said some touchy stuff. I mean, we all know Dave Chappelle has the whole he's on the kind of, he does the transgender jokes or whatever, and he finds way, and it's not malicious, but he finds there's always something funny in you can find humor in almost any situation, you can find humor in almost any situation. So um for us to buy the whole, well, she had alopecia, we shouldn't laugh. No, we shouldn't laugh at her having alopecia, but at the same time, um, you know, it's just a joke, We've all and to some degree we've all been the butt of jokes, We've all have had people, especially in the black community, we're known for pulling people's cards, and people have pulled my cards, I've pulled people's cards, So I think there's a lot of contradiction. Um and it's one of those things where we can dish it but we can't take it. It's one of those kind of situations, and I think as a community we need to learn how to toughen up a bit. We can't just be soft and be just so super sensitive and take everything so you know seriously. Hold up, let me see something. I want to see if I can bring people in. I'll do this. So yeah, and I almost forgot the title of this. What is the title of this? If you guys are watching, either you're watching real time or you're watching later on, and I named this video conflict resolution, and I said something else. I forgot. Conflict resolution, and well, you know what the title is because you can read it. But I wanted to kind of wrap this thing up as much as I could because I don't want to have to I don't I'm just trying to find a way to not have to talk about this, and we can move on and talk about some new stuff. Um yeah, as far as we have to be able to grow and be able to expand mentally, uh as far as how we take things and how our perspective on things like this. I think we shouldn't be so narrow minded, you know and that's why I try to keep an open mind and try to keep an open ear. I always listen to people that I may or may not disagree with, or not even agree or disagree, but I try to listen to different perspectives and keep an open mind because you know we don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. So I try to listen to as many people as I can, and then I make my own conclusions based on uh, facts and how I was, and how I was raised, and my experiences play a role into how I perceive certain things, you know. Um, so with this whole how how do we how do we resolve this whole thing? And it's not up to us to resolve it, but what I'm trying to come to what I'm trying to say is what things can we do personally? I'm asking you so that you can ask yourself, what things can I do to uh to resolve uh these to resolve situations when these situations come and we're at a boiling point, you know, what things can we do that we don't even get to that point where we're blowing up, you know. um because you know, people go through a whole lot, you know. People deal with a lot of depression, people deal with anxiety. um and I know I mentioned in one of the previous videos that I mean, we don't know what's going on in the mind of Will. And we recently uh buried it's a beautiful young lady. I think she was in New York. She was a beauty pageant winner, Miss USA. And nobody knew that she had that she was dealing with depression and all that. And we have no idea what triggered it. We have no idea what triggered it. And I would hate to see that happen to Will. I would hate to see if it happened to Chris Rock, because we don't know how this affects him personally. You know, these people, these celebrities, these celebrities, they smile in front of the camera, they smile in front of our face, and then they go home and they have to deal with themselves, you know. They smile in front of everybody when there's a crowd, when, you know, and they turn it on, you know what I mean? They turn it on, the whole celebrity thing on. But when they get home, they have to really take a look in the mirror and really, you know, deal with themselves, you know. Chris Rock, who knows how this affected him? He's you know, he's a comedian. He makes jokes and laughs, makes people laugh. And think about this: comedians deal with the most depression that I've seen. It seems it just seems like comedians deal with more depression than anybody else. It seems like as if that they are more prone to suicidal thoughts and suicide and things of that nature. And I don't have any data or statistics. It just seems that way. I know a few years ago, Robin Williams, he he was he committed suicide, was dealing with depression and all kinds of things. And we just have no idea what goes on in these people's minds and these people's homes. And, you know, we really have to pray for these people, you know, because I mean, you got to pray for the world, you know. And yeah, I just hope the best for Will. I hope the best for Chris Rock, and I hope that they patch things up. From what I've heard, that they're both fine. From what I've heard, they've probably moved on. They're probably moving on and trying to find a resolution with this. Um, I really hope that this doesn't cost Will a whole lot, because he, you know, lawsuits can happen from this. And I'm not talking about from Chris Rock, the Academy. You know, you have there's so many other people that it's not just Chris Rock and it's not just Will. Those two people represent so many other people. You know what I mean? So and not only that, the Academy represents so many other companies, and the Academy, they might decide to sue. Who knows? We don't know. There's so many uh financial obligations that they have, and so many people that are connected with them, that they have to protect themselves. So when things like this happen, everybody runs for cover. Everybody's running to protect themselves from from some kind of financial aftermath or some kind of downfall, so um we have to take all that into consideration too. So I really hope that everything works out with all those people, and I hope that everyone involved gets therapy. I hope everybody involved takes a vacation or get away from everybody. And I really hope that they start putting in place um, things that will prevent them from even getting to that level. And I think they need to start protecting their family. I hope they if they I hope they either stop the red table, just end it, or they change the way they do those things, because it's really not, obviously it's not working. Obviously what supposed to be a little table talk where you just kind of be therapeutic or whatever, obviously that's not working. That whole situation is just a little, you know that's what it is, what it is. It's not working. They need to find something else to do. They need to find another lane, maybe. You know, um, I really hope that they really get it together. As a family. Um, yeah, and I think I said what I wanted to say as about Jada and everything. I really hope that she begins to respect um her husband a lot more and publicly. I don't know how she respects him privately, but as far as publicly, in front, while she's in front of people, she needs to at least show that because let's be honest, he's the man that brings in the bread. He's bringing in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And I'm gonna bring this up. And I've been listening to a lot of people, and I've taken this into consideration. As soon as he stood up, before he got on that stage, she should have been protecting him. She should have grabbed his arm or something, or she should have stood up also and grabbed his arm or something, and said, "Hey, you sit down. You're the money of this family. You sit down. You're valuable." She should have valued him enough to say, "Hey, I respect what you're doing, but look, we don't need you getting on stage and doing nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? We don't need you on stage. We don't need you doing. You don't need to be on stage. You sit down and make the money." You know, she should have valued him enough to do that, but I don't, and I'm not. I do. Yeah, I don't want to go and actually I don't want to talk about her personally because I don't know her. But yeah, in that kind of situation, even though he was trying to, and this whole thing was an ego. It was all ego. The male ego. That's what it is. It is what it is. It's ego. Um, and I've been in my ego. As a man, we all get in our ego, and it can be to our detriment sometimes. Yeah, the ego is a crazy thing. And yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this little talk. If you have any comments, please add to the comments. Also, please like and subscribe this video. Please like and subscribe to this video. And also hit the bell so that you can get more information. And also check out the description below. I have some things if you're interested in cryptocurrency. I have some links if you're interested in the metaverse and getting connected with that, because you can make a lot of money into it. Right, if you get in early right now, you can start building your business within the metaverse. I have a link down there below to Luna One, and that's something that you want to get into early. They just launched this year. They're still in their launching process, and it's very new. You don't have to put up any money or anything right now, unless you want to buy tokens or stuff like that, because they have their own tokens and everything. But they're like 15 cents per token or whatever. So they're really cheap at the moment. I'm saying that right now. At the moment, they are. But if you just want to sign up and you they haven't started selling real estate or land or anything. They'll probably start selling real estate and land around, I want to say, October-ish, somewhere around that time. But yeah, get in the metaverse. So check out my description below if you want to get if you want to start, your own YouTube and everything like that. I have even information for that down below. And I hope you guys enjoy your week. And I'll come back to you when I have something new to talk about. Hopefully, we won't be talking about Will and Chris uh Chris Rock. Hopefully, we'll be talking about something else and something new. And love you guys.